I'll say right up front that I am personally for House Bill 2 because I believe it's the right of every parent to educate their kids in the place where they want to and or need to. However, I cannot support House Bill 2 today because of some issues that I have going on in the 84th District of Perry, Breathitt, and Owsley counties. In July of 2022, the most devastating thing that has ever happened in our region took place in my district. It also took place in the district of the gentleman from McGoffin and the gentleman from Pike, which covers Letcher County. Homes, businesses, and our school districts were devastated and destroyed because of the floodwaters. I watched as churches, schools, community partners went to work to house families that had just lost everything they owned. We at our church housed an average of 85 flood victims in our church for 30 days, with a total of about 225 people that came through there in those 30 days. They came to our church with no clothes, no shoes. They didn't have anything to their name. I watched as our school districts also opened up shelters, and I saw teachers from our school districts that would come to the church, and they bring things to the church every day for the kids to do. They helped feed our kids. They cried with our kids. They loved on our kids. They were there for our kids. Staff from Save the Children spent hours going into the communities, and also teachers into the communities that were devastated by loss to check on our families and children. July the 29th, we began to rebuild our communities. With the help of this General Assembly, $300 million was put into the EK Safe Fund, and I'm very thankful for that. $40 million was given to the Kentucky Department of Education for needs that would arise in the educational community. There was a total loss in Perry County, Breathitt County, Letcher County, and Knott County of over $108 million to facilities in those 4 counties. If you fast forward today, Mr. Speaker, March the 13th of 2024, almost 2 years later, we still have education buildings that have not been restored and most likely never will be unless the General Assembly appropriates money in the budget to fix those needs. Perry County lost 2 schools that day, Buckhorn Elementary and High School in Buckhorn, Kentucky, which kindergarten through 12th grade, Robinson Elementary, kindergarten through 8th grade. The building has already been demolished. Both of those schools were combined and put into an old school that was closed down 4 or 5 years ago due to consolidation. This morning at 4:45, the bus driver left to go to Saul, which is 11 miles past Buckhorn High School, and the first student got on the bus at around 6 o'clock. To drive from Saul, which in a state police cruiser used to take me 50 minutes to drive with blue lights and siren. And they come to school this morning to drop off kids from Saul all the way in Hazard because Buckhorn is still closed due to the flood. Over $47 million in claims were submitted to FEMA for the rebuilding of the 2 schools that were destroyed. Over $40 million of the $47 million asked for has not yet been approved. Breathitt County schools over the last few years have consolidated their elementary schools into 1 school, and actually 2 elementary schools, Highland Turner, and then a school in Jackson. They moved their middle school into the high school. They have kindergarten through second in one school, third through sixth in a school, seventh through 12th in school, and 3 buildings in the city limits of Jackson. During the 2022 flood, the bus maintenance garage and their vocational school were both destroyed. They received $400,000 in funding from FEMA. Over $22 million in claims, $18 million that have not yet been approved. The vocational school now is housed in the parking lot where they are building small, tiny houses because they don't have the building or the rooms to have their vocational school. The cost to replace the vocational school and bus maintenance garage is approximately $17 million, which Breathitt County already has because of this General Assembly, $7 million of that from 2022. We've been asking all year for the $10.7 million to locate both the maintenance garage and the Votech school in the same place. They've already secured the property, and kids right now need that place so that they can continue their Votech or skilled labor classes. Mr. Speaker, if Oldham County had schools destroyed by water and flood, you'd be the first to vote for it, and I'd second the motion. The gentleman from Lincoln had school issues, I'd vote for his. This is not about my school, vocational school today. It's not on the bill. It won't be in the bill. What I'm saying is we have needs in our education system in the mountains. And whether some people, it appears sometimes, really don't give two hoots about Eastern Kentucky. KDE has approximately $27 million of their $40 million in Eastern Kentucky safe flood money. I put in a budget request letter. We've got all the estimates. We've got drawings. We've got everything that we need to get the funding. But I've never been able to get a definite answer of yes, you're going to get this funding for your school, or no, you're not.
Gentleman from Perry, I would ask that you limit your comments to the bill on the floor.
Yes, sir. But I am speaking the truth, Mr. Speaker.
Understand.
Teachers in Perry County and Breathitt and Owsley make salaries not sufficient to take care of their families. Some of my teachers in Owsley County are eligible for government assistance. I said to start this conversation, I'm for House Bill 2. After the needs are met that we have already in the education system we have. I filed a House Bill 694 to help with the salaries. It's a Band-Aid, 51 co-sponsors. It's hard for me to go home with a reserve trust fund of $3.7 million and brag about it when I don't have my vocational school. All I'm doing is pleading the case of my district because my people deserve their schools to be fixed before we fund other schools. The bill that's before us, again, I'm for it. My kids went to a Christian school. I paid the tuition, and I'm not against this. Well, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Keep driving an hour and a half on the school bus? You know, under Rule 15 of the House rules, I could make a motion to lay this on the table. I'm not going to do that. All I'm asking is for this General Assembly, in free conference or wherever you're going to do it at, fund the schools that we have already that are gone. Give the teachers a significant raise. Under the new seat numbers, my school district, Breathitt County, loses $443,000 because of loss of enrollment due to the flood. They can't give teachers raises from the SEEK money we gave them. All I'm pleading for and begging for is for you to see, you the body, to see the need of every district, not just your district, and help us find the funding. We've got it. We've got the funding. We could do it if we wanted to.